Hi! Happy New Year! 2024 has been a wild ride for my business, and today I'm giving you a full breakdown. In this video, I'll share my revenue highlights, the biggest lessons I learned that shifted how I approach my business and life in general, and of course, my big goals for 2025. First off, let's talk about revenue. Let's compare my sources of income in 2023 versus 2024. So in 2023, I was solely reliant on one source of income, and that is my Etsy shop. And while that worked well for a while, there were a few months when sales slowed down significantly, cutting my revenue in half. That experience was a scary wake-up call. It made me realize just how risky it is to rely on just one source of income. So in 2024, I made a commitment to really diversify, and it's been an absolute game changer. So in 2024, I've established 5 sources of income: selling digital products on Etsy, selling digital products outside of Etsy, revenue sharing programs, Amazon influencer program, and content creation. The total of all my income streams has generated 6 figures in 2024. Let's dive into each one and talk about how they've contributed to my business. All right, so let's start with the first source of income, selling digital products on Etsy. The OG. So in 2024, I decided to branch out and open 2 more shops. So I now have a total of 3 shops. But if I'm being honest, I haven't really given much attention to the 2 new shops yet. The majority of my revenue still comes from my first shop, the OG, that started it all. That being said, selling digital products on Etsy is still the biggest chunk of my income. It's responsible for 79% of my total earnings in 2024. Now, I did see about an 8% increase in revenue compared to last year. Not a huge leap, but hey, growth is still growth, and I'll take it. One of my big goals for 2025 is to really focus on the 2 new shops that I opened in 2024 and start growing them. I really feel like there's so much potential there, and it's time to start making the most of it. Another one of my goals this year is to really diversify my income stream even more. Honestly, knowing that 79% of my income comes from Etsy feels very risky. Like if something goes wrong, that's a huge chunk gone. So I'm really trying to spread things out a bit more this year. Let's see how it goes. Etsy is obviously still my ride or die income stream, and I'm super grateful for it. All right, next up is selling digital products outside of Etsy. So in 2024, I started selling on other platforms like Creative Market and my own website. Honestly, this felt like the easiest way to diversify because I'm literally uploading the same products just on a different platform. And let me tell you, I am so glad that I finally did it. I can't believe I waited this long to actually do it. So if you're just starting out with an Etsy shop, here's a little tip. Start selling on other platforms as soon as you can. Seriously, it's such an easy way to expand your reach. While this income stream isn't bringing in as much as Etsy yet, it's still doing pretty well considering that I didn't have this in 2023. So it's actually responsible for 10% of my total income in 2024. And I'm super hopeful that this will continue to grow this year as I put out more and more products. Okay, next up is revenue sharing programs. So I actually work for a company. I can't say the name, unfortunately, but basically I bring in customers for them. And when those customers pay for the platform, I earn a share of the revenue. It's a super passive income stream, which is amazing. And fun fact, it's still tied to graphic design. This accounted for 8% of my total income stream in 2024, which is pretty impressive considering that I wasn't really expecting much from it. The tricky part is I don't have control over how much this grows because it all depends if people want to pay for the platform. So I guess we'll just have to see what 2025 brings. Still, it's been such a pleasant surprise and has generated way more than I ever thought possible. Okay, let's talk about my next source of income, which is the Amazon influencer program. If you've seen my video about how I make money online, you know that I decided to experiment with this in 2024. Basically, all I do is I create video reviews of products. I upload that on Amazon, and if people watches that video and decides to buy the product, I earn a small commission. Now, let's be real, it's not bringing in crazy numbers. In fact, it only makes up 1.5% of my total income in 2024. But hey, it's still a nice little bonus, and it's money that I can use for grocery, right? That said, I'm not sure if I'll focus on growing this income stream in 2025. Making product reviews isn't exactly my favorite thing to do, and let's be real, there's only so many products I can review at home. I don't really want to buy products just for the sake of reviewing it. I know some people do it that way, like they invest in buying tons of products on Amazon and reviewing it, but I feel like that's not really my thing. Like, that's not my jam. We'll see if I find some extra time to make more video reviews in 2025 of products that I already have at home, but I'm already juggling a lot, so we'll see. But still, I am super grateful for the little boost it has added to my income in 2024. All right, my next source of income is content creation or brand deals. So 2024 was the year I decided to dip my toes into content creation with the goal of adding it to my income streams. And while again, it didn't bring in huge numbers, I still made something, which honestly was such a nice surprise. Brand deals accounted for 1.5% of my total income in 2024. It might be small, but I'm actually super happy that a few brands believed in me as a small creator. So this is your sign if you think you need hundreds of thousands or millions of followers to be able to monetize content creation. You are wrong. I am proof that you can monetize even with a smaller audience too. And this is definitely the income stream that I want to focus on growing in 2025. Hopefully I'll land more brand deals this year and start earning from YouTube AdSense. And this wouldn't be possible without you guys watching me. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you stick around this year and wish me luck. So yeah, those are all my income streams in 2024. It's been such a learning process, and I'm actually super grateful for every little bit that contributed to my total income in 2024. Seeing which areas thrived and which ones need more attention is so valuable, and I'm so excited to use these insights to guide my strategy for 2025. Okay, now let's move on to some of the valuable lessons I learned in 2024, things that really shifted my mindset, and you might want to hear some of these. You know, something that really hit me in 2024 is something I read on Instagram. Let me read it here. There is someone your age living their last day on earth, wishing they had the time you have. Like, it's wild when you think about it that way, right? That thought has really stuck with me because I feel like we waste so much time waiting to feel ready, waiting for things to be perfect, waiting for the right moment. So now my mindset is just do it. Do it scared, do it tired, do it alone if you have to, do it even if you don't know what you're doing. Just do it. Because honestly, what's the worst thing that could happen? You fail? Okay, but at least you tried. The real failure is never even giving yourself the chance. And you have the luxury of a tomorrow to try again, which unfortunately some people don't. So whatever it is you've been putting off, starting that project, chasing that dream, even something small, just take that first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. Just start. Because if someone out there wishes they had the time that you have, the least you can do is make it count. So another one of the lessons I learned in 2024 is, again, something that I read on Instagram. It goes like this. If your little business allows you to make a full-time income, it's actually an incredibly successful business, and you've achieved what most business owners still struggle to do. And again, that hit me hard because I feel like so many of us can be so quick to downplay our wins. Like, oh, I'm just doing okay. Or it's not that big of a deal compared to other people making hundreds and thousands of dollars. But really, if you've built something that supports your life, your rent, your groceries, even your Netflix subscription, you've already done something amazing. You don't have to set the bar sky high, especially in the beginning. Like, no one said you have to hit $1 million in your first year. It's okay to pace yourself, and it's okay to just be grateful for where you are right now. There's always room for growth, sure, but there's also always a place for gratitude. And sometimes just taking a moment to celebrate how far you've come is exactly what you need to keep going. Okay, so one of the biggest lessons I've learned in 2024 is that taking risks can lead to growth, even if it feels terrifying at first. Let me give you an example. This YouTube channel, I hesitated for the longest time to start it. Like, I kept thinking, what if people don't take me seriously? Or what if I make a total mockery of myself? I had all these doubts running through my head, and honestly, it was just easier to not start at all. But here we are, a year later. It's not exactly where I wanted to be yet, but I feel like I've really come a long way. And the craziest part, in 2024, I actually got paid to do content creation, which still blows my mind. It just goes to show that sometimes our biggest breakthrough come from the things that we're most afraid of doing. If I hadn't taken that leap and started this channel, I wouldn't be here sharing this with you, or I wouldn't have gotten the opportunities that have come my way. So if there's something you've been holding back on because it feels scary or you're scared what other people might think, just do it. And who knows, you might surprise yourself. Another big lesson I've learned in 2024 is that patience really pays off. Take this YouTube channel again, for example. When I first started, I thought, okay, maybe I'll post a few videos and one will randomly blow up to 1 million views. Spoiler alert, that never happened. And I know you can relate to this, but it's so easy to feel discouraged when you see other people hitting it big right away. But here's the thing, those overnight successes you see on social media, they're the exception, not the rule. The same goes for any business, honestly, whether it's selling digital products or maybe starting content creation for a living. Success takes time. It's about showing consistently, even when it feels like nothing's happening. And you know what? Over time, things do start to happen. In 2024, I've seen growth, not just in numbers, but in confidence, in skills, and even getting paid opportunities. It's proof that if you just keep at it, even on the days when it feels completely pointless, it's all building up to something bigger. So if you're working on something right now and it feels like you're not getting anywhere, just remember that good things take time. I learned in 2024 that comparison is seriously the thief of joy. Like if I only looked at my life, just my situation, and didn't know about anyone else's, I'd probably think, wow, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. I can eat whatever I want. I have friends and family who support me, and I have a small business that allows me to live the way I want. That's already so much to be grateful for. But then the moment I start scrolling on Instagram or start checking other people's YouTube channels, it's like this switch flips in my brain. Suddenly I'm thinking, oh, they're doing better than me. Their success is bigger than mine. And just like that, I start downplaying everything I've achieved. That's when I realized comparison isn't helping me at all. It's stealing the joy I should be feeling about my own wins. So as a little preventative measure, I actually stopped looking at other people's Instagram or YouTube channels so much. Like, it's great to be inspired by others, but I know that I have to focus on my own journey instead of comparing it to someone else's. Because you gotta remember, at the end of the day, you're not in competition with anyone else but yourself. And if you're doing better today than you were yesterday, that is something to celebrate. Okay, so those are the lessons I learned in 2024. Now let's talk about my goals for 2025. Now, I've already said this earlier, one of my big goals this year is to really grow this YouTube channel and to make content creation a bigger part of my income. Right now, as you know, most of my income comes from selling digital products, which I'm super grateful for, but I'd love to balance it out by making content creation a bigger piece of the pie. So yeah, that's the plan. More videos, more experimenting with different types of content, and hopefully seeing this channel grow into something bigger this year. It's exciting, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Another goal I have for this year is to grow and put more products into of my Etsy shops. Honestly, it's one of those things that I've been meaning to focus on but kept pushing aside because, well, life happens. But this year, I really want to step it up. I know the potential is there, and I feel like I've barely scratched the surface with those shops. So wish me luck, and let's see how far we can go this year. Another goal of mine this year is to travel at least 2 to 3 times. I already have a trip planned for April, which I'm super excited about. It's been a while since I've had something like this to look forward to, but I'm hoping to add more trips to the list as the year goes on. Maybe, just maybe, the Philippines could be one of them. I mean, it's been a year since I've been back home, so it would be nice to be with family, eat all the food that I'm craving, and to just be home. Traveling is one of those things that really fuels me creatively and personally, so fingers crossed I get to make it happen a couple more times this year. And if you have any must-visit places or travel recommendations, leave it in the comments down below. I'm always open to ideas. Okay, another big goal this year is to hit a new revenue milestone. I'm actually aiming for something a bit ambitious, but hey, if you don't aim high, you'll never know what you're capable of, right? But it's not just about the money. It's about growth, pushing myself, scaling the business, and just proving to myself that I'm able to take it to the next level. Plus, hitting that milestone would mean more opportunities to reinvest and create more things. So yeah, it's a big goal and it's going to take a lot of work, but I'm excited for the challenge. Let's see what 2025 has in store. Another goal I have this year is to increase my personal savings. I'll admit it, I can be a big spender sometimes. Like those treat yourself moments, yeah, I might have too many of those. But this year, I really want to challenge myself to dial it back and buy less. I believe they call it a low buy year. I don't know if I'll be able to fully commit to the hardcore version, but the idea of just being intentional with my spending really appeals to me. Ultimately, the goal is simple. Save more and spend less. And to me, it's about breaking that cycle of impulsive spending and really focusing on what matters. Wish me luck on this one because it's going to be a challenge. And that's a wrap for my 2024 business recap. 2024 has been such a mix of growth, lessons, and surprises, and I'm honestly so excited to see where 2025 brings me. Thank you so much for being here, for watching, and for supporting me through this journey. It really means the world. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and let me know what are your goals for 2025. Here's to a new year of growth, creativity, and maybe even bigger milestones. Again, Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!